Happy Friday, everybody. This video is my follow-up system that I put together about 3 years ago, and I'm sorry I'm just getting it to you guys. I had hoped to do it a while ago, but excuse me, I had bronchitis for a few weeks, and I just really stopped coughing this week, so the video is much better now that I waited. So why is it important to follow up with people? And the reason why is there's a couple of reasons. It's great customer service. That's part of your job, following up with people. And we're having a hailstorm here in Maine. I don't know if you guys can see it or not. I don't know if you can see that, but we're having a big time hailstorm I didn't expect we were going to get. But it's a good customer service. It's your job. You need to follow up with people. If you don't, some people are never going to order from you again. So it's good customer service, and it's a way to get more sales, basically. So the system that I implemented three and a half years ago, actually it might be I think it was about 4 years ago now. The reason why I implemented this system was my first year with Scentsy, I was an absolute rock star. I was like this close my first year to earning the sales award. And then I started off so that would be in 2010, I was a rock star. And then in the beginning of 2011, I was doing really well. And then in the middle of February of 2011, life threw me a huge curve, and my mother ended up in the hospital on life support for a couple of months. And then it took her a total, from the time she was in the hospital till she totally rehabbed and was home and was herself, it was 6 months. And at that point, I was just, I was devastated, and I wasn't working my business like I should. I still worked it as much as I could, but I couldn't be out doing home parties and things like that. So in 2011 compared to 2010, my sales plummeted. I can't remember the exact statistics of what it was, but I think that my sales went down like $10,000 or something like that, and that was a lot for me. So I knew in 2012 that I really needed to figure out something that I could do to get my sales back up there and get booking parties. And by getting out and doing parties, my recruits would increase as well. So I did a bunch of research, and one of the things that I found was that some of the most highly successful people had a follow-up system in place. So I talked to people and researched, and I figured out a system that worked for me, and that's what I'm going to share with you guys today. So my system is what I call the 113 system. And my system starts from the day that an order is delivered either to an individual or to the party, to the hostess, sorry. So let's talk about, we're going to talk like it was a party, okay? So I just delivered a big order to a hostess who had a party from me. So this is day one. 1 week from today, I start following up with the customers to make sure, number one, they got their product, and number two, I want to make sure they know how to use it. I have lots of people at the first week point who still have questions. They might not know. They can't remember how to change the wax out, or they can't remember how to change the base on a plug-in. So I want to make sure once they get it, they know how to use it. I mean, if they can't use our product, they're not going to be happy with it. So that's the purpose for me of the 1 week call, is to, number one, make sure they got it, because sometimes you have to give the hostess a friendly reminder that people need to get their product out there. So you want to make sure they got it. Number two, you want to make sure they know how to use it and make sure they like it. And I will tell you guys, it's not unusual when you make the call at the first week to get people who are going to tell you, I absolutely love it. I wish I had ordered more wax, and they might give you an order at that point, or they love it so much that they want more. They might need a party. But the main reason is to make sure they got their stuff and that they like it and they know how to use it. So the second time that I contact people is at the 1 month point. And the 1 month point is 1 month from the day that I dropped it off with the hostess. And the purpose of that call is to, number one, you want to check in with them again to make sure they don't have any questions. But number two, you want to try to introduce them to another product line. So here's an example. If I sold a plug-in and some wax to somebody and I call them and they're like, oh my gosh, I absolutely love coconut lemongrass. Love, love, love it. That's all I want to use. Something I might say to them is, hey, did you know that coconut lemongrass is a scent that comes in our laundry care? I actually use that on my sheets every week, and I absolutely love the smell of my sheets when I go to bed. Plus, my bedroom has a really faint, light scent of coconut lemongrass. So what I would say to them is, would you mind if I sent you a sample of our coconut lemongrass laundry care? And if they say yes, great, send it to them. If they say no, don't have your feeling, don't let that hurt your feelings. It's not a big deal. But you want to be out there trying to get people to try other product lines. Another one that I was thinking of is when you get the warmer and the scent of the month. When you get the scent of the month, let's just say it's a floral scent like pink tulips is. You might have a customer that you know of that only likes floral scents. You want to be calling that person and saying, I just got a scent of the month that I know you're going to love. Do you mind if I send you a sample? 90% of the time, people want the samples. But it's okay if they don't want it. I'd rather not, if they don't want, I'd rather know up front that they didn't want it than to waste my time and money by sending it to them. So the purpose of the second call at the month date is to try to introduce them to a product extension by giving them a sample. So samples are going to make it easier for you. Once you introduce people to some of your samples, it's going to make follow-up easier because you have a purpose for calling them. So the last time that I call them, and I have the schedule for all my parties, is at the 3-month period. So it's 3 months from the date that you sent. You gave the hostess her party. And what I do is there's 2 purposes for this. The first one is anyone that got a sample from you at the 3-month point, you want to be calling them and following up and saying, hey, how did you like that sample of whatever it is you sent them? And you need to keep a list. When you're sending samples out, you need to have a list that has the date, the person that you sent it to, and what the sample was. Because when you follow up with them, you need to know what you're talking about. So you want to call them and see how they like the sample. Do they want it? Would they like to try? Would they like to order it? Would they like to try it if they didn't quite like the scent? If they're like, I like the idea of the laundry care, but I wasn't crazy about the scent, ask them if they want to try a different scent. Send them another sample. But when you're calling people on the 3rd month, the main reason is to get more orders. And so what I do is I focus when I make the call on our consumable products. So I ask people, it's been 3 months since you ordered. I don't know if you need any light bulbs, any wax, any of our laundry care, the men's and women's lines. What else am I missing? I'm missing other things. I can't think of them right now. But essential oils, you want to concentrate on the consumable products. And then that lots of times will trigger people to order other things. At the 2nd and 3rd calls, when people start raving about how much they love Scentsy, oh, I love it, love it, love it. I want to get this, I want to get that, but I can't afford it. Offer them the opportunity to host a party. Offer them the business opportunity. I specifically wait for a lot of people to get to try the product out enough, and that's about at the month period, to offer them the business opportunity. I mean, I have offered it at the 1st week. I have had people call me at the 1st week and say, I love this so much. I want to sell Scentsy like you. But I usually sometimes wait if somebody hasn't used it enough to offer the opportunity to them. So following up with people is very important, as you can see. And my 113 has worked really well for me. So after my 3rd month, follow-up call, I put all of my customers on a 3-month follow-up. So I find that 3 months means you're following up with people typically 4 times a year. And you're going to find after you do this for a while, there's some customers you're going to have to follow up with every month, because you know what? Some customers need 6 bars of wax or 12. I have a few customers that need 12 bars of wax every 6 months. Every month. So you're going to figure out for some customers that there's a different schedule. But you'll figure this out over time. But you do need to, it's one of the most important things you can do in your job, is you need to implement a follow-up system that works for you. You might say, well, Lisa, you work this full time, you have plenty of time to follow up. Well, you know what? If you work full time, maybe Sundays are the only days that you can follow up with people, or Friday nights or whatever. You'll figure out what works for you, but you have to follow up with people. It's good customer service, and it's just one of the ways that your business, it's going to make your business much more successful. So I hope this helped you. If you guys have any questions, let me know. One thing I forgot to tell you, and I just remembered, is I actually have a calendar, a follow-up calendar, and I just have a calendar that looks like this. I don't have it out here. You know, it has 2 pages like this, and I write. So the day that I deliver a party to somebody, I write like Katie Jones delivered, and then 1 week from that I put Katie Jones. 1W, 1 month from the original delivery date, I put Katie Jones. 1M for 1 month, and then do the same thing for 3 weeks. I forgot to tell you guys that. But anyway, let me know if you have any questions. I hope this video was helpful. Have a great day.